For this football team, you've gone to Texas, you've played here against Texas, Nebraska coming up. What's different playing in these big games, at least with hype? I mean, I know every game counts the same, but is it a lot different getting ready for a game like for a Nebraska coming in here and the Texas than it is, playing New Mexico or UNLV, I guess?
Physically the work is all the same. We're going to come out, do every practice like normal. It's kind of a more mental thing. You got to tell yourself it's just another game. Everything outside of the field doesn't matter, You can play it in front of no fans, and it wouldn't matter. You got to do the same thing, but you just kind of tell yourself that the game matters, not the whole atmosphere around it, I guess. So, you don't get sucked into it. Everyone's saying, oh, it's going to be such a huge game. It's just, what happens, what you want to deal with is what happens, between the lines. On the field is what you have to worry about. And everything else is just kind of block it out and don't really worry about it.
At least early on, and I know it's just Monday, but with Nebraska coming in, being close to Laramie, being, Western Nebraska fans, and, more of a regional type thing, if people already coming up and asking you about the game, or if you got tickets, or even, maybe not even just this, so even going back to when it was put on the schedule, I mean, has it been a little bit different with this one?
I'd have to say not really. I mean, it's kind of similar to the Texas games. Everyone asks us, Texas coming in and deal with that. Same with Nebraska. People say, no, Nebraska's coming in. And, this year, I haven't really, I've heard the questions, but I just feel like, you know what, I'll worry about that when Nebraska shows up. And, I just really, don't really want to talk about it in front of people because, they ask, well, how are you going to do this? When they ask you, a year from the game, it's like, well, it's a year away,
Right.
It's not a big deal at this point in time in life, but, I have my mom's family's from Omaha, so they're all coming out to the game, and so my ticket situation is kind of been eaten up by my mom's side of the family, so I don't have to worry about tickets anymore. So it's been nice, but you just kind of on campus, you say, hope to see the game, and you can't really say English to people because what are you going to tell people?
Sure. Will that family be rooting for you in Wyoming, or will they be rooting for Nebraska?
They might be Nebraska fans, but I'm sure they'll root for their own flesh and blood.
Gotcha. What about this year, Clayton? You guys have been able to rotate more offensive linemen in during games. That's really not a luxury you guys have been able to have really since you've been here. What's that been like? Has that been good? Have you noticed a difference in whether it's your play or other guys' play? What's that been like for you, I guess?
It's been nice because we've kind of been able to keep kids fresh. And it helps us because if we have an injury, someone else can come right in. And it's not like, and they're not. And the thing is, when we rotate to kind of into the flow of the game, it's not like, oh, I've been sitting for 2 quarters and kid get injured and I got to run in there and just kind of get into the game where you get some kids into the game and then they kind of understand what's the flow of the game's going. It's not like throwing someone in right into a game, So it helps there, and it kind of helps keep us a little healthier and stuff. But it's nice to have luxury of depth.
Right.
It really doesn't change how you come into a game, how you think about it. It's just you just kind of know that it's luxury, I think, because you have more people that can play than normal, and you don't have to worry about, well, if this kid gets hurt, we got to shuffle everyone around, or a guard has to go play tackle or something like that. So it just kind of helps with, in case of emergencies, but it just kind of helps keep us fresh.
Right. Was it nice? I mean, no, you don't ever want to get a start because someone got hurt, but you made your first start this season last week. How did that feel? And
just like all the other ones I've done, it doesn't really change. They said, came up to me on Thursday, said, yes, you're going to play right, and I said, all right. So go out there, work on the right stance a little bit, guide you to it again, and go out there and play right tackle. Which is kind of how it goes.
You started watching film on Nebraska, and if so, what have you noticed from their line? I know they got a good line. The Crick kid is awful good, one of the best in the country. If you've watched film, what have you seen from their defensive line on film?
I watched a little film today. They're a good physical front, and it'll be a good test for our front to do this week. But you can't get sucked into the fact that you're going against these caliber of players, because regardless of what they do is how you play. So, kind of being around all the big games has kind of helped me realize, well, yeah, they're they're good talents and everything, and they're a good physical defense. But when it comes down to it, you have to block a man in front of you, and you got to worry about what you're doing, not what they're going to do to you. Because if you're playing defense, if you're having that defensive mindset of, oh, he's going to do this to me, or he's going to try and do this, instead of just going there like, oh, I go out there and block this guy, it kind of, I don't know, kind of plays with your mind a little differently. But you just gotta, I don't know, the thing I do is I just focus on, I've got to block the guy in front of me. I know they're a physical talent in front, but I got to do what I got to do to make sure I get my job done. That's the kind of thing that you got to push your mindset to. But they are a talented defense, and it'll be a good test for us.